everybody, I'm Steph, and today we're talking about GenCon preview list. My previous video is pretty long, but I had a lot to say. That was about 80 games of the GenCon preview list that I had gone in full depth because I had played them before. And now I am going through the games that I'm excited to play and check out at GenCon, which is about another 80 games. So hopefully this will go a lot faster because I don't really know anything about the games and I haven't played them, so I don't have anything to really comment on too much. So we'll just check out what those games are, and hopefully, have a discussion about what's going to happen at GenCon 2022. So let's dive in. There we go. I have it sorted by publisher. And these are the games that are just going to be for sale. And these are the games that I am interested in learning more about or playing ideally and seeing what they have to offer. And some of them I don't really know anything about, but I do know that I really enjoy 25th century games in general and trying out all the different types of games that they have. And they have a lot coming out of GenCon. A lot of games are going to be first seen here or other cons in the recent months, but I have yet to play them. So the first one is Cryptid Cafe. I don't believe it has anything to do with the other Cryptid game. It looks like it has nothing to do with deduction. So it's area majority influence, contracts, fantasy, mythology. I mean, yeah, it's pretty cute. It looks like there's an upgraded pack that you could get for an additional cost. So I believe it's a bigger box game, but I'm actually not sure because I haven't seen it yet. But I'm always interested in 25th century games, so we'll see what that is all about. Geisha? Gasha? I don't know what Gasha is, but it looks really, really cute. Apparently they're little, tokens. It looks like, try your luck and gather the greatest Gasha collection. Set collection card game. All right, well, always interested in card games, and it looks super vibrant and colorful and super cute, so I know it's a game that I will definitely want to try. 2 to 6 players, so that's even better. Ages 7 and up, meaning it will likely be an easier game to learn, which is also nice. So it's on the list. Ghosts Love Candy 2. Ghosts traveled through the neighborhood haunting kids to steal their candy. Hand management, set collection, card game humor. Both this and Holly Jolly are small card games, I believe. So they've been putting out a lot of different card games. So like Sunny Day Sardines we talked about in the last video. That's another small card game. I like Danny Devine Games. He's done Topiary, which I really enjoyed. So I'm sure that will be a cute little game that obviously 8 and older. These are designed to be family games. So perfect for the family, I'm sure. Obviously Holly Jolly is a Christmas game and I want to play it. I love all things Christmas, so if there is a Christmas themed game, I will want to play it. Just because Christmas is always giving me smiles and joys. It makes you feel warm and fuzzy, and I just want to play Christmas music right now. And so I can appreciate the Christmas theme, but they are games that I would just want to play during the Christmas holiday. So yeah, they might have that time limitations. So something to think about, but I will want to play it for sure. Longboard and Oh My Brain. We're still on 25th century games. They have a ton of games coming out. This is open drafting card game. I love drafting games, so Definitely interested to see what's happening with this one. It's a Knizia game. Even more interested right now. That could be why it has 79 thumbs right here. Now 80. Bing! Benita! Hello, my friend. Welcome in, Raiders. So happy to have you. Raid. All right, pause the stream. Now. Super excited to have you. Hopefully you had a great stream. Tell us what you were playing or what you're doing over on your stream, Benita. You're always so welcoming whenever we raid into you. So it's cool to have you come join us for a little while. So this whole stream I've been talking about GenCon releases, and I did basically part 1, which I went through the list of GenCon preview list of games that I've already played, which was about 80 games. And so I talked in depth about all the games I had previously played. And now I've moved on to the games I'm most interested in trying or learning about at GenCon, which is about another 80 games. But I don't know much about these games, so I can't really talk about them as much. And I just started this part of the stream, so I'll go back a little bit. And just I'm at the very beginning. 25th Century Games, they have a bunch of games coming out of GenCon, and I'm super excited to try and play Cryptid Cafe, Gasha, Ghost Love Candy 2, Holly Jolly, and I just got to Longboard and Oh My Brain. And there's a bunch of card games on that list that I'm really excited about. Like Longboard, I was just talking about, is a new Knizia card game. Obviously, I'm a big Knizia fan. I've played, a lot of his games over the years. So I'm always interested in seeing what new thing he has going on, what new game comes out. So, Dan says, hey, isn't it Monday? Yeah, it is Monday. But I am streaming today because I wanted to talk about GenCon games. Team Steph! Yay! Hey, Legends, welcome in. Lady Taka. Waves tosses confetti. If you want to toss confetti, you can do... There is a command for that, by the way. I have it. If you have enough channel points, you can spend, I think it's 2,000 channel points just because you can. See what happens. Did it go? It did. Yay! Confetti! Dan says, I think Longboard was being sold at Origins. Awesome. Maurice says, do you have a favorite GenCon game that you're looking forward to trying? Well, that's what this list is for, and I haven't really thought about one game in particular that I'm really excited about. I do know a couple games that I'm really excited to be finally being released that I have played, like Carnegie and Terracotta Army, both amazing games. I really love those. Marvel Remix, super awesome. So that are being released that I've already played that I highly recommend. There were a whole bunch of others that I talked about in depth on my previous video that I can kind of, yeah. So hopefully you had a great stream, Benita. I really appreciate that raid. Welcome in, Raiders, and I'm just going to continue with this list, and we could talk further about these games that I'm excited to try. I haven't gone through the whole list yet, just briefly when I marked it as interested. But I love Carnegie, says Benita. Played Terracotta Army for the first time at Dice Tower East, and it was great. I agree. Both super solid games. Carnegie, when I played it a few years ago, rose to the top of like my top 10 list of all time. I love Carnegie, and I can't speak highly enough about it because it is so great. So everybody needs to go pick that up if they get the chance, because it blew me away. It blew Benita away. It's so great. So if you're a Euro fan, it's super good. So you really want to try both of those, says Cullivan. I know. All in good time, right? So back to the 25th century list here. We got Longboard, a Knizia game. We have Oh My Brain. Now, I am not that interested in this game because it's ditch zombie cards, meaning that it is a zombie game, and I'm really not a fan of zombie games. The theme is just not appealing to me at all. But it's probably a harmless card game, and it's 10 to 15 minutes. How hard could it be? I'm definitely willing to give it a go. And Bruno Cathala and Theo Riviere they're a good team. They're both good designers, so I'm expecting that the game is at least pretty fun. For a 10 to 15 minute game, you can't really go wrong. I mean, it's harmless, I'm sure, even though it's zombies. But I'm willing to try it. Makes me think of Give Me the Brain. Don't know what that is. Then we get to the AEG group. AEG, Alderac. And they have a bunch of games coming out, I think, or maybe it's just a few. But they have like a huge like content creator meetup thing, which I'm not sure I'll be able to go to, but hopefully I can figure that out. That old wallpaper. I mean, what a crazy theme for a game. Pattern building. I mean, I like pattern building and I like card games. So again, it's probably a harmless card game. I'm not sure it will be winning awards, but it's probably worth trying. So therefore it's on my list. It is an interesting, I mean, it is different. It's not my style of wallpaper or colors or whatever, but that's fine. The game Wormholes is like slightly a bigger game. It's like space exploration. I thought it was going to be a bigger game, but it says 45 to 60 minutes, so it can't be that big. And it is 1 to 5 players, meaning that there is a solo mode that you can play. So that could be good. I think I've seen this around. It has a lot of thumbs, so people are interested in this one. So it's probably worth checking out. So if it's early release for GenCon, it'd be a good chance to pick it up and try it. So it's on the list. Solo modes are always welcome, says Maurice. Yeah, I'm sure. I know a lot of people are doing solo gaming these days. So, and it's a really nice option to have anyway. So I can appreciate the solo mode for sure. Then we move on to Alley Cat Games. Dice rolling and dice. I mean, look at this game. It's like so beautiful. How could it not be on my list? Eternal Palace. Now it says area majority influence, but is it really like dudes on a map, or is it something completely different? So I'm just looking at some pictures here to see if I can gauge what's happening. Wow, it is so pretty. What? It is really a gorgeous game. So I don't really know what it is, but it's definitely worth checking out because it is quite a setup. And rebuild the Empire's Palace in this dice placement game. It just looks really nice. So for me, I definitely need to see what this is about. Same composition as the cover of Four Gardens. It does have a very similar feel. Yes, agreed. I agree. It does have a similar cover, but it's very attractive, and so it draws me in. It's like, ooh. And I know Alley Cat Games really likes to do a lot with dice in their games, like Dice Hospital, Dice Theme Park, all those different things. And so we'll see how this plays out. And hopefully I can do a Gen Con recap and tell you all about it. Amigo Games has Dice Hunters of Ethereum. Richard Garfield has a new game with dice rolling. Use the dice to be a hero, defeat villains, and gain rewards. I mean, yeah, I want to do that. So I will do that. How about it? Kind of reminds me of their other one. I wonder if it's like, what the heck was that called? It's not Carnival of Monsters, but the other one. Carnival of Monsters. The smaller, the dice game version of that. Can't remember what it's called, unfortunately. But I wonder if it's something like that. It doesn't look like this is co-op, so you're probably just trying to beat up on other people with dice. Yeah. I would give it a go. I think it could be fun. Garfield's last game was not hot, sadly. I can't remember what it's called. It's going to drive me nuts the whole stream. Ares Games has an expansion for Last Aurora. I'm sure there's other expansions that I would also want to pick up because I really liked Last Aurora, and I would like to see what the expansions have to offer because I think there's a lot of possibilities with this game, and the fact that they add more expansions means that they're adding in possibly new mechanics to change it up a little bit, adding in more cards, adding in more different paths to take. I think more expansions for this game is really cool, and I definitely want to see what it has to offer. And then they also have Organomics, which I honestly don't know much about, but I've seen it pop up a lot recently. Cutthroat economic board game for orc entrepreneurs only. I mean, I like auction bidding and economic games generally, so I'm curious as to see what this game is really about. Obviously, it's a weird theme. It's a weird, theme for the mechanics, so when you hear orcs, you don't really think entrepreneurs. I guess it's a weird mashup of theme and mechanics, so for that I give it a pause and I'm like, what's that? So I'm curious about it. Dan is like, unrelated, I don't want to see critical, but you're only on the A's after 3 hours. Okay, Dan, for just joining in so late. I had a first video about 2 hours long about all the games that I played already on the GenCon preview. I just started this new video of all the games that I'm interested in playing, but I don't know really much of anything about. So thank you, Colorfly, for filling them in, and now everybody's up to date, hopefully. We got Zillionaires Road Trip USA. I mean, Big Potato Games, they have party type games, and they always have a fun booth. So when they came out with the Blockbuster game, their whole booth was a Blockbuster store. It was pretty much amazing. I totally appreciate that they have fun. This is a company that is fun, and their games are just fun. You'll have a good time playing their games. There's nothing ever really wrong with their games. Whether they stand the test of time, that's another thing, but I always appreciate playing their games. So, this is an auction bidding economic area control type of game. So, I'd give it a shot and see what happens. Then we got Board and Dice. They have a few things I haven't yet played. Well, okay, so the loot box one is just a promo box. You can buy a box of promos for all their games. And if you're a big Board and Dice fan, hey-oh, that's me. You can buy this big loot box and gather a whole bunch of cool promos for their games. And you know what? It's funny because I'm not huge on promos, but there's some games that I just like to have extra stuff for, like promos. So for Teo, I would totally appreciate that. And for Tabanusi and Twantasuyu and Takenu, I have all these games on my shelf, and if they're gonna give me promos for it, I'll take them. I would totally buy this loot box and get all those extra cool promo bits. So if you're into promos, that is a great opportunity. I also know that Floodgate has the Sagrada promos that are going to be for sale at their booth. So if you're looking for more Sagrada promos, that's a great place to go as well. All the promos. Okay, so then we have some expansions. We have the Mandala Stones expansion, Harmony, and the Twantasuyu expansion, the Golden Age. So all these expansions I definitely need to check out and play. And guess what? I'm working at the Board and Dice booth, so it should be really easy for me to check out these expansions and play them. And I'm very excited to do that. So all these great stuff. Here we got Breaking Games. We got Luck, the game. I mean, if the game is called Luck, I feel like I have to play this game. It's obviously something I have to get lucky, and I love pushing my luck. So it doesn't say it's a push your luck mechanic, but I mean, the game is called Luck. There has to be some luck involved. If there isn't, that's a big fault of the game. But I'm curious to see what that even means. Mark Corsi, I know him. He goes to GGG and such. Okay, cool. Does he make good games? I don't know Mark, so. Oh, Granite Game Summon. That makes more sense. That makes more sense. So, yeah. I'll check it out. Though it's funny because Luck, the game, it's the same, like, it's the same exact description as Zillionaires. So I'm wondering if it's the exact same game as Zillionaires, because it says the exact same thing with the exact same mechanics and the exact same designer. So my guess is that it's the exact same game, just a different... It's the same game, I'm sure. Okay, so it's the exact same thing as Zillionaires. Just so you all know. I probably have met him. Then we get to Capstone Games. Obviously, Capstone is on fire. They are on fire right now, coming out with all these amazing games that, you know, bringing back Glass Road, Arc Nova. All they really need is Arc Nova. And then they're golden forever. I mean, Arc Nova is probably like the next crazy Terraforming Mars huge hit. I see it being played literally all the time. So whether or not it keeps up over the years, just like Terraforming Mars, we'll see. But I love what Capstone is doing. They're just knocking it out of the park right now. Catherine, the city of... I'm not even going to try because I'm not good at names. So play your cards smartly to become the new advisor of Catherine the Great. Hand management, network and route building, card game, territory building. I am curious as to what this is going to be like. Definitely interested in checking that out. Looks really cool. We have the Terra Mystica Big Box. I don't know if I really need a Terra Mystica Big Box, but I'm not sure I don't need a Terra Mystica Big Box. So it's like one of those, I don't know. Maybe I want it. Maybe I don't want it. I don't know. I don't see why I would play Terra Mystica when I could play Gaia Project, which I love Gaia Project. I think it takes a lot of Terra Mystica and just like makes it so much more appealing to what I like to do in games. And I loved Terra Mystica. Like, I loved it, but it did have its faults. So like, I didn't like being backed into a corner in Terra Mystica, whereas in Gaia Project, I don't feel like I'm ever really backed into a corner because it's space, and I can go anywhere in space. So Terra Mystica has a long history with me, so I kind of want the big box, and I kind of don't at the same time. So I'm like on that fence, but I'm sure it's great. Space. All right, now we're on to the City of Games. The Isle of Cats Boat Pack and the Isle of Cats Kittens. Yes! Isle of Cats desperately needed this Kittens expansion. I'm sure, I haven't looked into any of these expansions, but I'm sure they're great. I'm also sure that this kitten offers the 1x1 tile that they have in Explore and Draw. So Desperately want that. Love it. I love this game. I want more stuff for it. So I'm all about it. I love it. I love it. I want more expansions. Yeah. Devere coming out with a ton of cool stuff. Recently, they have a lot of cool games. So a cooperative hand management card game. Definitely want to try. It says $40, so maybe it's a bigger box game. What a crazy house. Your family has a mission. Return everything to normal. It actually kind of sounds like Decorum in a way, but I have no idea what it's like. Obviously, I want to play it, though. DV Giochi, Dexscape. In Wonderland, in fact. Dexscape and Wonderland. And so I really like the Dexscape games in general. I enjoy playing them. I've played a lot of them at this point. And this one has a Alice in Wonderland theme, therefore I gotta play it. What a great, like, escape the room type games. Oh, and then they have their detective games, which are very much like Dexscape, but where you're trying to solve the crime in this case. So obviously still very good. They do puzzles very well in their games, and I appreciate these series of games. And it's a casino theme. That's excellent. That makes me happy. These are two card games that I'm really excited about, simply because of the theme. And I already know I like the series of games that they produce. So definitely excited. Let's give them a little thumbs up for that. Good theme to a good game system. Exactly. It makes me happy. Now we're at Funko Games. I haven't really been in touch with Funko recently, but so that's why I have all these games that I haven't played yet. I'm definitely interested in what they have to offer. The Goofy movie, that is so my time. That is such a like 90s thing. Like, that is so my time. At least I believe it was 90s. When the heck was the Goofy movie? I feel like I watched it when I feel like it's like totally like my era. They're just like punching like the card for my generation. But so yeah, I don't have much to say about that because obviously I just want to play it. That's the Leaning Tower of Cheesa. It's been a minute since I've seen the Goofy movie. I'm not gonna lie. I heard really good things about the Disney's Big Thunder Mountain Railroad. That's been out for a little bit anyway. I haven't played it though. Want to play it. Looks really cool. E.T. All these Prospero Hall games, they do solid work. So the Fungiverse with the Universal Monsters. Rear Window. Can Alfred Hitchcock lead you to the murderer out your rear window? I don't really know what that means, but I'm sure it's cool. It seems like a cooperative crime-solving game, but I'm not really sure. I'm not sure how it plays at all. So, interested to learn more and figure out what it does mean. I have not seen the movie. It's a classic. All right, well, I haven't seen it. I've seen a lot of classics, but not that one. So I guess I should see it. Genius Games has Ecosystem coming out. Actually, it says 2019. So I'm not really sure. Did it already come out, or is it just coming out now in the US? I'm not really sure how that is relating. Either way, I have not yet played it, so it looks really cool. I like the theme. Obviously, animals. If there's a pattern building mechanic in the game, I'm likely wanting to play it. Add it to my list of movies. My list of movies is very long. Very long. Grand Gamers Guilds. They got an expansion for Endangered. I really like Endangered. It's a cooperative game to save the animals. And this is just an expansion to save the butterflies. And Forgotten Depths, a light dungeon crawling adventure with a unique puzzle mechanism. Cooperative game, adventure, exploration. 45 minutes to 135 minutes. Wow. Okay. I didn't realize it was going to be that long, but that could be good. I mean, if there's lots of different puzzles or scenarios in the box, that could be good too. It says 1 to 3 players. So I definitely need to learn more about that. Greater Than Games. So what's weird is that Legends of Sleepy Hollow, I guess I probably should have put on the other list because I have played it. I'm interested in seeing how it changed, if it changed at all, since I played it way before COVID and all that jazz. So it was a way earlier development for that game, but I'm interested to see how that came about. The Cube Area 51, work with other Area 51 department heads to rebuild an alien ship. Tile placement, science fiction. I mean, yeah, I want to be placing some tiles. It sounds fun. I like that. I like that. I think it's really cool. I want to see what it has, what it's all about. Gray Fox Games, I'm not sure about After the Empire. I really don't know anything about it. I do like worker placement and economic. I'm not big on fighting, so when I was looking at pictures, like, what am I really looking at here? But the pictures weren't great, and they're probably prototypes. So I am curious to see it in person and hear about what the game is actually doing. And I like Gray Fox Games in general, so I think that this could be a cool game. Heidelbar, they have a bunch of small card games that they have a small card game line that they've been making. So I'm thinking a lot of these games that are on this list here are just additions to that small card game line that they have. So ladder climbing, trick taking for animal poker. Obviously, I want to play it. I think that could be a lot of fun. I don't know what the different mechanics are aside from the typical, play 2 2s and you have to play 2 3s or something like that. I don't know how it changes up rules, but I always enjoy that type of game. Again, Hungry Monkey has similar mechanics. So how do they differ from one another? I'm not sure, but I'm curious to find out. Horrible Guild has Evergreen. I think that it's an amazing title for a game, Evergreen, because you'll hear it in board gaming. That's an evergreen title. And the fact that they named their game Evergreen is just, I think is hilarious and clever. Like, why not name it Evergreen? I just said it's gonna be an evergreen, right? That's just so funny. Make your planet as verdant as possible, especially in valuable biomes. Okay, there's no mechanics or anything involved. It's just a Horrible Guild. They usually have pretty solid games, so gotta see what that's about. Keen Bean Studio. Roll Camera. Love that game. So they have an expansion. The B movie expansion. Obviously, I gotta check that out. It's a great little game. Cooperative dice game to make your feature film. Great theme. Great game. So an expansion for it seems like an obvious addition. We got Keymaster Games, expansion for Parks, a no-brainer. I still need the other expansions for Parks, so I just need to get on that. Caper is a great little 2-player duel game. I really enjoyed Caper, the basic game. So that they have a Europe edition now. I wonder what it changes to the original Caper game. And I definitely want to see what that's all about. So super solid, I'm sure. Kids Table Board Games, they have a new game coming out called Power Plants. Grow a magical garden full of unique and powerful plants. Area majority influence solo solitaire fantasy puzzle. So the Kids Table board games, they do quality games. Their games are always like top-notch production, which I can really appreciate. And they're generally okay, or okay to good. And I always appreciate playing them. So we will see how this differs from their other titles. Cosmos, I enjoy the adventure games that they have, that they've put out in general. I think they are fun to solve and figure out, puzzle things together. I am really not a fan of the exit games. Okay, it's on the list only because it's Lord of the Rings. I have to play the exit game with Lord of the Rings in the title. How could I not do that? I don't even like the exit games, okay? But I have to play the Lord of the Rings exit game. Maybe it will be amazing. Maybe I will love it. Maybe I'll change my tune towards the exit games. I don't know. I don't know what's gonna happen. But I'll play it. Maybe I should play it with people who really like the exit games in general. Maybe I would have a different experience then. I don't know. But in any case, it's only made the list because it's Lord of the Rings. They have a ton of exit games on this list, actually. And this was the only one to actually make my list. Dude was like, hi. Hi. Totally. Cosmos has Karak. Heroes explore the mysterious dungeon of Karak Castle. Dice rolling, map edition, adventure, children's game. I like children's games. I like to see what's out there. It could be really cute. I'd be willing to give it a go. See what it's all about. Mr. B Games, Thunder Rolls. Thunder Rolls combines stock car racing actions with tiered dice placement bidding. Action drafting, auction bidding, dice, and racing. So all of the major mechanics of the game I can appreciate and like, except racing. I'm really not into racing, and that might be the killer for me, but I'm interested enough in the game because of the other mechanics. So we'll see. Maybe it will just become my new favorite racing game. You don't know until you play. That's why I love learning new games. I don't know until I play it. Oink Games, they have an expansion for Deep Sea Adventure. I didn't even know that there was like expansion dice. So whatever the heck that means, I will have to definitely see about those dice. Hey, thanks for following. They have another game called Town 66. Build houses for selfish citizens and empty your hands of house plans. Well, all right, fine. Hand management and pattern building. I can't say Oink Games has ever really been like a super hit for me. Like most of their games are misses. I do really like Deep Sea Adventure. I do like Scout. Okay, now that they are making that. But there are other games I'm just like okay on. But I'm interested to see what Town 66 is all about. Chad says Town 66 is on my radar. Oh. Ark says, I came here last night with the raid from Rock and forgot to follow, so just wanted to stop in and say hi. Well, we really appreciate you hanging out and following along. That's awesome. Tonight I'm just talking about the GenCon releases. Games I haven't played yet. On to Pandasaurus. I'm never really... Pandasaurus has always been super solid. I like their games. I think they have a lot to offer. There's a lot of variety in the types of games that they have, and they're always beautiful, and they do a great job producing games. So I always am on the lookout for Pandasaurus games. So the expansion for the Loop, definitely interested in. The Revenge of Fossila. So whatever that introduces for the expansion for the Loop, definitely want to play. I really like the Loop. It's on my shelf over here, and I think it's just super solid cooperative game that I have enjoyed playing. New characters, new equipment, new game modes. There's a lot adding in there, so that's really cool. Nacho Pile. Push your luck. Take that number party game. I mean, it's going to be super cute. I mean, I love that it comes in like a Dorito bag. Like, I don't even know if you open it once and then you're doomed because you don't have it in a bag anymore. But I'm curious to find out. It looks super cute. Obviously, the theme is fun. It's raining nachos from out of the sky. Nachos. Not your pile, my pile. That's right. Shanna says the expansion adds a new game mode and is really fun and tough. Well, that's awesome. I really like the Loop, so I'm definitely going to look for that expansion. Skate Summer. Become a pro skater of Pelican Park and collect all skater upgrades. Area movement, dice rolling, sports. Could be fun. Looks cute. Wildstyle. Oh, it's Wildstyle. Wildstyle. Get your crew together and bring some color to the city. Oh, is it like graffiti? Nice. You know, I'm surprised there aren't more graffiti games in general. I do have one. And so I can appreciate the graffiti theme. It definitely is a different theme. Most people won't even have one graffiti game, let alone think of a graffiti game. So I think that is a unique thing. I very much looking forward to seeing what that's about. It's real time, so that'll be an automatic pass for people, but not for me. I like real time. Pegasus Spiel, battle through history. Bag deck pool building. Well, I love deck building, pool building, bag building, all that jazz. I like building. Yes, I like that. Dice rolling card game, fantasy. Time travelers gather an army made up of troops from different ages. I mean, it sounds really cool. It's a really cool theme. I want to play it, see what it's all about. Bubble Trouble. In the cooperative sea adventure, you will have to aim to throw skillfully. A dexterity game for kids. Definitely want to play it. It's one of those games where I could probably like demo that at the booth and be like, yeah, I played it, but I want to at least play it. This one, Deadly Dinner, The Last Rose. 5 to 7 players. Acting, deduction, murder mystery. Okay, it's one of those like murder mystery dinner things. I don't know if I need it, but I'm curious to learn more about it. Like, why does it make it different from any other deduction party type game? Curious. Framework. Choose a tile, place it in your area, and complete the tasks. Tile placement abstract. I'm sure it's a game that I would like. Obviously, Uwe Rosenberg, he does a lot of stuff like this, like Patchwork and all of his other games with the polyomino tiles. I'm sure this is going to be something like that because he kind of has that shtick right now. Definitely interested. FYFE. Fife? I don't know. Lay your tiles on the South Sea Dream cleverly to collect victory points. I like tile placement. I like to be clever. Shano said no first rat. I skipped it. I didn't add it to my list. But why didn't I add it to the list? There was a reason. Because it's a race. It's a race. It's a straight up race game. It's been getting a lot of hits. I know a lot of people are excited about this game. And maybe I should be more excited about it. But if it's a straight up race game, I automatically know I'm not going to like it. Okay, it's not entirely true. It's just, it's a big deterrent for me to like a game. There are some race games I do like Oracle of Delphi. And so I'm not opposed to trying First Rat because I would play it and a lot of people seem to really like it. Shanna says, I have it and I think you'll like it. It's a different style of race. Okay. Well, now I'm more hopeful. I'm more hopeful now that you say it, that you think I'll like it. Usually race games are just a total miss for me. And I want to like things like that. But I will trust you and I will look into it, Shano. So thank you for the suggestion. I did not put it on my list because I figured I probably wouldn't like it. Turtle Mania. Reiner Knizia did a little kids game. A dexterity game. I gotta play it. Gotta play it. Okay. Portal Games. Brazil. Build your own Brazilian empire in this 4X Euro game. I have to play it. I have to play this. This might be the single most game I'm excited about. So I'm hopeful it's really great. I'm sure he's done a lot of kids' games over the years. But it's a dexterity game. I just have to play it. I want to play it. So yeah, I'm very excited for this. I'm very excited for Brazil. I love city building civilization. I'm less excited about conflicts, but maybe it's done well and maybe I'll really like it. But there's always going to be some sort of conflicts in a civilization game. So definitely high on my list. R&R Games, Dom Pierre. This was like on and off my list. Like I didn't really think too hard about it. I just put it on the list because I think that it's a game I should play, but I also think that it's a game I'm not going to love. But maybe I would love it. I don't know. Dan, have you played this yet? I'm pretty sure the heavy cardboard guys have played it. I need to learn more about it, basically, is where I'm getting at. So yeah. Randolph, I don't know what Randolph Games is or Randolph, but oh really? Prove to your friends you know them best. This could either be great or really, really terrible. It's one of those like, oh, this is awkward, let's not play this game. Or, hey, this is actually kind of fun. I'd be willing to try it. Rebel Studio, oh my god, they do great stuff. Very excited for their games. I don't know much about Chronicles of Aval, but I'm sure it's great. Wait a minute. I thought they had... Okay, San Francisco, a Reiner Knizia game. Design districts and develop a system of cable car connections of San Francisco. Connections and game bonuses, city building, trains. Yeah, that sounds like a lot of fun. I definitely want to play it. Now, I thought that they had a Meadow expansion, and how come I'm not seeing it? Yeah, the San Francisco sounds really fun. I really thought I had a Meadow expansion, but maybe it was only a demo and I hit interested in, and then I hit, I don't know, I thought they had Meadow on here, but I really want a Meadow expansion. I love Meadow. So, I'm excited for it. I saw it, I thought... Red Raven, they have a game called Nightfall. Knights and demons battle in Ancient Abbey. Grid movement, multi-use cards, fantasy, medieval. Could be really cool. I'm curious to see. I mean, Red Raven, they've been making some quality games recently, and this one is designed not by Ryan Luckett. I mean, it is designed by Ryan Luckett, but it also has T. Alex Davis as the designer, so maybe they work together and it's something completely different from the normal Red Raven Ryan Luckett games. So, yeah. Looks good. Renegades, so they have a bunch of new deck building games coming out, and My Father's Work has been getting some love and some heat I've seen recently. So, it's definitely on the list of games I would like to try to see where it falls on the line for me. The MSRP is pretty steep. Wow, that's pretty steep. $125 for that game. Whoa. That's like pricey. And at that cost, I think it will keep most people away. I mean, I don't think a lot of people are going to be dropping $125, but I could be totally wrong. I just, I don't know. I don't know much about the game. I know it's very story driven and events and things like that. So maybe it's really cool. I don't know much about it, but I will look into that. My Little Pony, the deck building game, super cute. I love me some My Little Ponies. They're so cute. But they had like the deck building game, like Transformers and Power Rangers and Transformers, Power Rangers, and the other one. There was another one in the same vein. You understand. So this is the My Little Pony. This is the girl version of those games. Even though all three of those games, the deck building games, are different, or so I've been told. I've only played the Transformers one. But yeah. Who wouldn't want a cooperative My Little Pony adventure? Obviously, everybody wants that. Rio Grande, again, they have the second edition or updated edition of all of the Dominions. I don't really know if there's anything new added, so it's one of those situations where I would need to go and look and see if anything's actually new. But I'm not really sure. Oh, G.I. Joe. G.I. Joe is the other deck building. Thank you, Dr. Simon. Michael! You're supposed to be working. Okay. Le Scorpion. They have Turning Machine. I saw this being played a few times here and there. Never really got to actually play it or check it out, but it looks really cool. Apparently there's like a setup thing that, is kind of a deterrent, but I'm interested in trying it out, and if I can give it a shot, I will definitely want to play that. It looks cool. Smirk and Dagger has a game called The Spill. This is a cooperative game. So, it's very unlike Smirk and Dagger, because Smirk and Daggers are usually very much take that. So in this game, you are working together to clean up the oil spills in the ocean and stuff. And there's a really cool like dice tower, and you drop the dice in, and they're gonna go through the dice tower and either come out in one of the 3 main areas of the board, and those dice have to be allocated to those dice, that section of the pie. So hopefully you get the dice you need in the areas you need it. I haven't actually played the game, but it looked really cool when I saw it in prototype form. Studio H has a game called Northgard, Uncharted Lands, a streamlined 4X board game based on Norse mythology. Campaign, battle-driven, deck building, pool building, fantasy. I mean, yeah. I love the theme. We'll see what it has to offer. Studio H has actually been really solid. Like, Old Tree was great. They have really nice games, like beautiful games. So I want to see what this Northgard game is all about. And yeah. Synapsis Games, they have a few games coming out. Squaddle, the card game. Beautiful. I mean, look at this box. It's stunning. I definitely have to see what it's about. I enjoyed the pattern building, the links that you make for the quaddles in the original game. So with that, I definitely want to see what the card game, how that is implemented in this card game. Draw the Line, a real-time party game played in teams, a line drawing humor. I like line drawing. I think it could be fun. I like party games in general, so I think I want to give it a go. And yeah, looks cute. Thunderworks Games. Most of us here like cartographers, so more expansion packs and maps and everything are always welcomed. 10 Penny Parks looks so cool. I definitely want to play that. City building, income set collection. I love all that. Great theme. It looked great. I saw people playing it at Dice Tower, and I'm like, oh, I wish I was playing that game. So it looked really cool. Definitely on my radar. High on my list. Maybe this one will be good. We've been like looking for a really good theme park game. I mean, I love Unfair, but it just doesn't get played a lot. And yeah, but I always want more good theme park games. Trick or Treat Studios, finally one of their games is coming out. I've seen their booth at different events, and they just never have any games actually available to buy, but they've been present at the cons. So they always have a really cool horror Halloween themed booth, because that's their company. And so interested in their games. Vampire struggle for control of unsuspecting city. Deck construction, hand management, horror. Could be good. Don't know. Nightmare Production is just a reskin of Trombo Freak. Oh, that's the Hollywood blockbuster. That makes sense for Knizia. Okay. So basically what you're saying is Scott Ferrier is going to freaking love that game because it's a horror game. He loves horror. So he's going to totally dig this Nightmare Productions game. Yes. Cool. Well, interested in it. I like Hollywood blockbuster. Okay. I don't know if they changed anything. They might have, they might not have. But yeah. You should tell Scott Ferrier about that game. Weird Draft Games. They have Gift of Tulips. It looks beautiful. Super attractive games. They do art really well in some of their games. It's just very eye-catching. So interested in seeing more from their games. Then we got Studies in Sorcery. Don't know much about it. All these games kind of look like small card games, but I'm not really sure. Oh, here's a trick-taking game. Wicked and Wise. So again, always interested in trick-taking games. So we'll see what those 3 little games from Weird Giraffe Games has to offer. And that's the end of my list. That's all. That's my whole list. Yay! All right. Well, I'm very excited to have shared all my games of interest with you. And thanks for sticking around and watching me talk about games and what I'm most interested in trying at GenCon 2022. Again, I will be at the Board and Dice booth. If you're at GenCon, come say hi. And hopefully can show you Tarot Card Army. And yeah, hopefully you liked my videos. If you didn't see the first one I talk about all the games I have already played and that I'm excited about, or just tell you about them so you can decide for yourself if that's something you want to seek out and play. So yeah, check out the other video, and hopefully we'll give you a Gen Con update once we're back, and I can tell you about all the games that I picked up and all the games I'm excited to play and the games that I played and everything that's happened at Gen Con. And so that will be exciting and fun. Until then, Michael and I stream every Wednesdays and Sundays. We try to show 3 games. We usually teach and play 3 games at least on the stream. Last night we played 4, so sometimes we play even more. And we'll definitely be showing the Gen Con releases that we pick up on stream whenever we get around to playing them. And so make sure to join our Twitch channel, Board Gamer Steph. Follow along. Click the thumbs up if you like the video. And cool. Thanks for joining. I'll be right back.